Hi everyone, my name is Jess and I got my hands on the new OBSBOT camera. I'm going to go ahead and review it, compare it to the Logitech Brio that I just reviewed a couple weeks ago. All right, let's go ahead and get started. All right everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button below. It would help me out a lot and you'll be reminded that every single week I do post new content. Okay, you are here because you are just as curious as me. I have never really reviewed a lot of different cameras. Most of the time my playing field is Logitech or Dell. This one is new to me. It caught my attention online and I'm curious. I do have a knife this time. I'm curious, is it going to be as good as the ads for the price point, right? I am a massive believer in innovation and all of those good things. So I want to see, can this little camera disrupt the webcam industry? Let's see. You know, this came to my door yesterday. I know if you don't want any of this stuff, just skip. Came to my door yesterday. I didn't open it. I posted on Instagram and people are like, well, what's inside the box? I do not open boxes as soon as they arrive. They kind of sit there and I get all excited because I'm like a child with technology and I get all excited and I wait until I have time to unbox it when the kids are sleeping or at daycare or I have a minute in my day to just unbox something. That's when it happens. See, because then you get my real reaction. When you don't get my real reaction, you'll know that I've opened it early. All right, let's take a look at this. So this is called the OBSBOT Tiny 2 Lite. So I don't know what the difference is of Lite versus non. We'll go through it. But what's in the box is a USB-C cable, manual, adapter, and the camera itself. So let's take a look at this. Packaging. Okay. Oops. That is not great. Okay. Stay pro, stay productive. So you have your QR code. You have your gestures. Do not block your face. Do not close your fingers. Too far away from your face, it won't work. So you need to be front facing like this for the actual AI stuff to work. And I do AI because, I don't know, everybody's using it. Let's open this up. Not sure why we're starting with the cable first, but that's what we're doing. All right, we have the standard dongle. It's very square, the edges. And when I review stuff, I like to look at all of the details, right? Designers spend a lot of time and effort working on these things, and I like to appreciate all their thought. So standard USB cable. It's definitely not the same as Logitech or Dell when it comes to that, but that's okay. We don't expect much from a cable. One call out that I have is always, I prefer a branded cable, something to tell me that this is an OBSBOT cable. Had the same advice for all the other vendors. All right, we have the user manual and the instructions of how to use it. Let's see if I actually need to read the instructions here. And the camera. Let's take a look. Okay, so there's some sort of packing foam. I do think it is a great package from an environmental standpoint. Looks like it's cardboard. Curious if it would be recyclable. All right. Cardboard filler, that's great. Just gonna really take this apart here. Really minimal plastic, but curious if this can be recyclable, which it looks like it can. All right, there's the camera. Where is the, of course. We're gonna go ahead and compare the Brio Logitech camera and the OBSBOT camera. Let me know what your thoughts are later on as I review the two side by side, and you can give me your feedback. All right, so before we go ahead and get started, I'm going to walk you through the website. There's a couple different variations of their camera, but you're going to want to go to the one that you have purchased or have, which is the OBSBOT Tiny to Lite. And I'm going to go ahead and click Windows because I am using the Windows OS. And once that goes ahead and loads, I'm using Google Chrome. I will go ahead and download it. It's relatively quick, but I wanted to really get into the nitty-gritty of this video and show you all of the steps that it does take to get this set up on your computer. If you are using this for business, you are probably going to need this software approved with your organization that you're at. So I'm currently waiting on that from Dell. Fingers crossed they will let me run this software on my local PC. And once it's loaded, it's going to open up the settings. You're going to have to allow that camera to connect. And I had to play around and toggle between this as well as Windows just to make sure it is completely connected. And again, it's very quick. It's plug and play. So you're going to go ahead and set that up, connect it in, and just click connect. And if you have some difficulty, go turn on the camera again, making sure that it is functioning and showing a green little LED on the camera. And then once it does, I would go into your Windows settings. Okay, I am sharing my screen right now. And I have to say, first impression of this camera, I am going mental. Like mental. The lighting in the room is phenomenal. Like really good. And again, like my curtain is closed. Sorry, it's following me. Zoom out, zoom in. I'm going to have to learn all these things, but I was expecting not to like this camera. I've been using Logitech for 10 years or longer, probably than 10 years. I think that was my first webcam or a gateway. Gateway. Anyways, I have been using Logitech cameras forever. Now I've been using Dell the 4K. This one is phenomenal. And the settings. Again, I think that this is OBSBOT. What they do is create cameras. I'm in shock. The quality of this camera. And I'm at night. Again, it is 7:35. It is dark in here. I'm going to open the curtain so you can see what the natural light looks like. Okay. This is epic. I am curious just what happens here. So let's go through the settings. I'm going to stop the recording on my phone and you'll hopefully use this recording here. But we're going to look at close up. We're going to go through everything. I'm a settings person, and just to play around with this many settings on a camera, it's pretty cool. So we have console. We'll start there. And it looks like there's a couple different presets here that you can add. So preset 1, I can rename it to Jess. Oh, there's not many characters, so it's just, I'll call it Jess 1. It's going to call it Jess YouTube. Jess 1. AI mode. Preset. Gimbal. Yeah, look at my green pants. Okay, this is crazy. I'm used to like a recording device. You saw that I just bought the DJI Creator, and it's similar to this, but even better. All right, we'll stop playing around. I don't know why I'm going from the bottom up. All right, view and gimbal. So we can do standard, motion, zoom in, zoom in, zoom out. Normal tracking. This camera, I'm going to have to learn, what happens here, but I want to play around. Anyways, so standard, motion, normal tracking, upper body, close up. I guess I'm already close. This camera is so clear. You can like see my eyeballs. All right. AI, human tracking. So let's do motion, close up. If I move, it's going to follow me relatively quickly. Which might make people sick because I do move a lot. So I'll do standard. All right, let's go to image. I think I already explored AI, human tracking, AI mode, preset, view gimbal, image. So autofocus, if that's off, it's a little bit blurry. If it's on, face. Autofocus mode is on the face. Exposure, definitely don't want to play around with this, so let's do auto for that, but you can play around. Anti-flickering, 60 hertz versus 50. Let's just keep that off. We have the white balance. Auto. Most of these I don't want to play around with, but you can, which is cool. So the contrast, saturation, sharpness. If you're doing any lives or any streaming, this camera would be perfect for that. I am so impressed right now. I can't believe it. And it takes like a lot to impress me. So sleep background. All right, auto sleep. When the video stream is not turned on, it will enter the sleep mode after. So you can change the sleep mode background and play around with that. I'll do auto sleep. Okay, gesture. This is what I want to know. Locked target on. Can we zoom there? How do I zoom? Oh, this is very cool. Look at that. Zoom in, zoom out. So you want to show something. This is epic. All right, I'm keeping the zoom there because this is extremely cool. And if I'm on a zoom, I would love to do that. Direction flip. Audio, noise reduction, weak, strong. It's not typically noisy here unless it's 5 o'clock and my kids are here, then it's very noisy. So might want to turn that on. I will try to test this camera audio so you can hear what it sounds like if it's saying there's audio on here. And we can play around with that. I mean, there is view and gimbal reversed. There are a lot of settings here. Export log, manual upgrade. Don't think we need to do that. Firmware, upgrade guide, how to upgrade this camera. All right, I'm a little bit scared for this setting. Retouch. Okay, so I am not about ever retouching my face because I don't think we need to do that. But what just happened? Okay, my background got blurred. So we can do a blur effect, extremely blurred, a little bit blurred, no blur. I don't mind the blur, actually. Wow, the level of getting this going is great. I cannot believe that. Like, the quality. Okay. So let's retouch my face. I'm scared for this. But for the women and men that don't want to go on camera, that don't feel their best, or they don't have their makeup on, or whatever the reason is why you're still not going on camera in 2024, maybe this camera is for you. If you want to retouch your face, you want to feel good, you want to get rid of those dark circles like I have, let's see those, you know, tiny circles here. Let's see what happens. Not. Okay, look. It slims my face a tiny bit. See? Or brightens it. I don't know if it slims it. Yeah, it slims it. Okay. So this slims my face. I'm not a big fan of slimming the face or doing any sort of filter or retouching, but I think there's a time and a place. But if you're going to be in person, people may be shocked of how you look. So you can slim yourself down. So this is slimming me by 20 points. Okay, that looks very funny. Okay. 6. Clarify. Didn't really see. Oh, it's just the quality of the picture, I guess. I don't mind that. So basic, so you can do custom, classic, man. All right, native. We'll keep native. So you can see what my face looks like. I still have my iPhone going. You can see what my natural face looks like. And this, it is slightly different. You can play with the eyes. Make them extremely large. Anyways, cheekbones, nose, mouth, whitening. Yeah, let's get some white teeth. Some very white teeth. Anyways. Nasal labia. What is that? I don't think it really changed much. Anyways, so that body, legs, waist, shoulders. I don't know if it did the shoulders that much. Does it make them bigger? Not sure. Don't think it worked there. Or my shoulders are just large. Head. Can make my head smaller. All right, this is crazy. Arms, can it do arms? No, there's no arms. The whole body can go slimmer. Makeup. Let's do that. Let's do makeup. Let's do some contour, natural. All right, I'm here for the contour. Like just having some more color on my face. I'm there. If you want to do more blush, this could save me a lot of time in the morning for my Zoom calls because the quality level of this blush would also save me a lot of money. Now I'm just playing around here with you, but this is very neat. I'm just going to reset here, basic, reset, and filter. So you have nature, fresh, clear, crystal, and film, just pure, black and white, or soda. And here is no filter. I mean, if you're doing presentations and you are here to entertain, I think this camera is perfect. All right, on top of it, now I'm going into some additional settings. So if you click the gear here, you can go and look at the different format, where it's going to be saved, landscape or portrait, 4K, 1080p, recording rate, low, format, MP4, AVI, audio input. So it does have an audio. It does have an audio input. I am shocked about that because I don't even know or see where that's connected. Global hotkeys. That is cool. Holy cow, the settings. I appreciate settings. OSC, connecting, how it's connected, receiving port, okay. General settings, fully close the software, minimize, there's a tutorial, remote control, device management. So it looks like you can have multiple cameras connected. This could be very cool for live streaming. All right, I think I got carried away. Let's click here. Looks like that's a remote access in. A couple other things. So those are the settings and the hotkeys and things like that. And so I guess when I click the power off, the device is sleeping, and it also turned off my audio. Again, this is wild. All right, so this is my review of the OBSBOT Tiny Lite 2. I have to say, I absolutely love the hand gestures, all the filters and settings, and this is my test of the audio so that you can hear firsthand how it sounds. It is coming out of that tiny little camera, and this might need to be my go-to camera. All right, this is the Logitech Brio with the audio from the camera, just so that you can see it. It is relatively bright as well. If you see my other videos on this camera, which I'll link down below, there is a tiny little light right beside the lens, which I think is brightening up this area, and you can see my reflection there. But again, it's a great video. It makes things extremely clear. It is in full HD. I don't believe I'm recording right now in 4K, but another fantastic camera. The thing about the Logitech is if you want to see what's on my desk or in front of me, and you want me to, the camera or the gimbal, it's not on a gimbal, so it's not going to move where my hands are. But the thing that it does do is it is going to tilt down so that you can see, and that's my daughter's chew toy, you can see my keyboard. But you can tilt it back up. Just gonna do that, and it flips back to my face. So again, I've been using Logitech for a very long time. I love Logitech. The pros and cons of the Logitech versus the OBSBOT. What you get is the bezel is made out of metal, and it does feel nice. It looks great on the monitor, but when it comes to using a webcam, you're not using it for the actual bezel and how it looks on the monitor. And again, the OBSBOT looks great on the monitor. But what I'm trying to tell you is you are using it for the clarity that people are going to see you. If you're a salesperson, you want the best virtual presentation if you can't be there in person. So whether that is having the best cameras, the best quality of when you present, it moves around with you, and it maybe does some gesturing or things like that. Software is getting better and better. It rarely has to do with the hardware. Of course, you can spec it, but I'll let you guys decide, Logitech or this one. What do you think is better? You do come here for my opinion, and I will have to say, ask me in a couple weeks. I'm going to test them, Logitech, Dell, OBSBOT. You can tell me. You can ask me, and I'll tell you the truth. All right, here is the close-up sitting on the monitor. It is very basic, very simple, and I have to say, this is a stunning camera due to the gimbal. I have never used a webcam or a streaming camera that has a gimbal, and I think this is going to be a game changer for me. As a lot of you know, I just purchased the DJI Creator 3, and it has the same sort of gimbal aspect while filming, and it makes a big difference. I'm excited to get started using this camera, and again, I would love to do a follow-up reel on Instagram to give you my feedback and thoughts overall. I am so impressed with this camera. To be honest, when I unboxed this at the very beginning of this video, I was not as impressed as the quality. I thought, all right, it's just another webcam. I've seen a ton of these. What can this one possibly do that the Logitech or the Dell or the other brands that I've reviewed can't? When I plugged this in and downloaded the software and saw all the settings that the software had to offer me, especially if you've made it this far in the video, you've seen all of that. I am so impressed with the settings and the fact that I can record both video and audio within the software is a massive hit. On top of it, I already have 2 different webcams on the top of my monitor. I will be adding this one as well as a 3rd in the Zoom roster because I like to play around, especially with the quality of weather that we've been having. It's been dark, it's been on and off sun. It is nice to have a camera that's able to work with those different weather conditions and brightness and make a brighter picture. Now, feel free, if you're watching this video a little later than when it first came out, write in the comments below to ask me, am I still using this camera and have I been using it out of the 3 that you already have on your monitor? I promise I will be honest with you and I will give you my feedback. Most of the time I do not use the audio recording on any of the cameras. I prefer to use a headset or a speakerphone. I'll play around with that as well just to give you the feedback. And if you want to see more videos where I review cameras or maybe more of this brand, feel free to comment below and tell me what you want to see. Clearly, I get a kick out of reviewing technology, especially that makes your life a little easier, that I can touch and feel and play with the different hardware and give you my honest feedback. Whether I work at Dell or not, I love to bring you my most honest truth that overall, this camera, from a look and feel, it feels basic and simple. It is made out of plastic, but you don't need a camera that is made out of titanium. As long as the lens is a good quality, the movement and gimbal and the software, that's really what matters to me, and that's what should matter to you. So again, if you like this video, subscribe. It helps me grow my channel. It helps bring other viewers in and continues to let me do what I love to do as a hobby. And if you like this video, feel free to give me a thumbs up and I will see you next week. Thank you so much for tuning in.